It's looking like Apple's tap to pay technology may already be out in the wild, just not for the rest of us. You may remember that Apple announced their upcoming tap to pay feature back in February, I think it was. And this is a new feature that's going to allow people to use their iPhone to accept NFC tap to pay payments. So basically, you don't need a dedicated terminal. What you do is you just use your iPhone and the NFC built into your iPhone to take payments. And apparently, Apple is already using the system to take payments at their Apple Park Visitor Center. A video showed up this week showing off the technology. And I have to say, it looks pretty cool, pretty slick, as you might expect from Apple. You just kind of hold the devices together and take a payment. And that could be really handy, I think, for not only large businesses, but also just small businesses and maybe even personal transactions. It will supposedly work with any iPhone that is an iPhone XS or later. You just have to have that NFC chip in there. And right now, unfortunately, it's not available to us consumers, but it will be available for businesses later this year through Stripe or the Adyen point of sale commerce platforms. I guess that's a Dutch commerce platform. There are rumors that Apple is considering adding support for Apple Pay Cash in iOS 16, which would allow us to transfer money from one iPhone to another. And that would be really, really cool. Just place your phone next to someone and you can transfer a payment. Great way to handle like split bills and those sorts of things at restaurants. So we'll have to see if that's something Apple shows off at the upcoming Worldwide Developer Conference when they give us a preview of iOS 16. Apple has also announced a new subscription feature for developers that will allow them to, under certain conditions with advanced user notice, increase the cost of a subscription without having to go through the agree to new price interface like they do today. Not so sure how I feel about this one. Currently, if you have a subscription that you've paid for through your Apple account, the developer must get you to explicitly agree to that price change, and the cost of the subscription increases by going through the agree to new price interface. And if you don't agree, then basically it tells you, hey, we're going to cancel your subscription on your next renewal. Under this new program, apparently the developer can increase the price of the subscription and have it auto-renew. They still have to inform you in advance, but they don't have to get that explicit consent. There are limits, so that helps a little bit. The price increase can't occur more than once per year and can't exceed $5 and 50% of the subscription price, or $50 and 50% of the annual subscription price. And it must be permissible by your local laws. So there are a few restrictions, but it is going to let developers kind of do that automatically. And while I'm very much in the camp of Apple doing things to help developers make more money and be more profitable so they can make us great apps, I also know that subscriptions is an area where some apps that are bad actors take advantage of customers and take advantage of programs. And so I could see this being abused if Apple's not keeping a really close watch on it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. But just be aware now that if you do have a subscription app, notified in advance and then just automatically charged if you don't go in and physically cancel your subscription. So just something to be aware of, something new that Apple is doing with their subscription programs. And, I know in our community, subscriptions and subscription-based apps are a little bit of a thing that, some people worry about and are concerned about. So I'd love to hear any thoughts you might have on this little change. Shoot me an email, send me an audio comment, maccast@gmail.com.